Lasham. I
Greetings
think
and
we.
salutations, motherfucker.
Hello to everyone. Happy days are here again.
Super happy considering we just lost 3 hours of fucking footage.
I'm gonna try to stay happy.
So basically, what I was gonna do is go over the entire story with Donzo here in like as fast as we could jam it into.
Y-
Unfortunately, we it got corrupted because some bullshit.
It, yeah, it hit some bad days.
So we're just gonna start from where the last video left off.
Yep.
Um,
So happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts, yes. We're going to be at chapter 10, two different fights.
Yep.
And, I mean, I guess upside is you know what's happened
We,
in the story thus far.
yep.
Uh,
We know about the critically acclaimed series and how amazing.
yeah, right. Um, and downside, downside, we made it to chapter 11, so we're having to cover the last two chapters we just did.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think the idea I came up to would be with at least with chapter 10 and 11 we would TLDR it. Would that be alright, or do you want to actually read through it all?
I'm gonna zip through it real quick. No funny voices or anything like that, but just so that
Okay.
people get the chance to experience it. However,
Okay.
this is probably not going to be as jokey or crazy as the rest of the video is going to be. So
Yeah,
I'm going
I'm
to try
gonna.
to jam this into like 5 minutes because it's pretty
It's it's
hefty.
it's very thick. All right.
Thick as mud. I mean,
This is actually thicker.
chapter 10, two different fights. Author's note, I was
Yeah.
going to make this the last chapter, but everyone loves it and my brain keeps exploding with new ideas. So I'm going to continue Sonic High School for some longer time and make more chapters.
Yep.
Why are you here? Screamed Tails with the anger of a million angry birds. So, one joke that we're having to explain, because it's always great when you have to explain jokes instead of letting them happen organically,
God
is
damn
that
it.
this entire goddamn fiction is basically just soul bait.
Yeah, it basically is. The amount of times it just goes to burp shit.
Yeah, so Angry Birds and some stuff that's going to happen later in this chapter. But yes, Soul, prepare to join us when we actually start live streaming this because that shit's going to be gay.
Right.
Um, in a good way. Bad
Oh, in the
fiction,
best of
gay
ways.
in a good way. Let's see. Yeah. Sonic was shocked because Tails was his best friend and Tails was smart, but Tails was super pissed at Sonic for not coming to the science competition even though they were best friends. Sonic moved his mouth, but words didn't come out because he did not know what to say. Sonic was a mixture of mad and sad and frustrating because he did not know what he could do to get Tails to be his friend again. At times like this, Sonic thought about Amy's fine body and it set his mind at E''S. I am
Yeah.
here for you, my friend, said Sonic. Our friend SBO, we are still friends. Our friend SBO, we are still friends too, Tails. You are just too mad to see that. I know, but I don't see, said Tails, kind of screaming. I am so smart. SBO tried to get in between them, even though it was his house they were at right now, and said, Guys, please let's just make sure I can fight Knuckles and not get owned.
Not die.
No racist Japanese voice this time. Haha. JK, I'm gonna be adding it in later.
Yeah.
Sonic and Knuckles ignored him for a moment and continued to be in a fuss. I am sorry, bruh. I do not understand. What can I do to make our friendship the best one ever once again? Said Sonic to Tails. Tails wiggled his two tails and looked to the side in a thinking way. I don't ought to know, said Tails to Sonic. But you know what? Here, take this. Tails took out a blue book from a spot and threw it on the ground, in front of Sonic. It was what it was when Sonic looked at it. I am what I am. Anyway. It was Sonic's journal. What? How did you get this? Said Tails to Sonic. No, the other way around. I gave this to Miss Lesson before she read about my balls' problems. I lied. I did not go to the science competition that night. I still went to school, but instead of going to the science competition, I used my hat of science and invisibility to sneak into Miss Lesson's room and get your journal. Also, yeah, you know what? We are TLDRing this. Fuck it.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
When I said the chapter was thick, I wasn't joking.
Yeah. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Nah, it's cool, man. Fucking basically these two are pissing and moaning because Sonic didn't go to a science event that Tails didn't even attend, and
Yep.
Oh yeah, Charmy B, that lame ass gay, has been kidnapped.
Yeah, and this is their words saying this.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've seen the other chapters.
Yep.
They spend all night watching movies and reading books about how to fight, and suddenly that makes SBO a fight professional.
Yep, he's ready. He learns pretty much Kaioken.
Yeah. I decided to give Rouge's baby a super deep Artanis ass voice. And then we did some. Okay, I will read this part. Knuckles and Espio were both bloody and gross looking, like two waiters who were holding messy fluids that walked into each other, causing the meals to launch into the air and then fall down on them and ruin nice clothes they got from the store. They were breathing hard and were tired, but they kept going, jumping and kicking and punching and running. It looked like two people were doing a dance, but hitting each other also. Knuckles kicked his feet out at Espio, and Espio jumped up and dodged them and came back down and hit Knuckles in the mouth and knocked him to the floor/ground. Is this enough yet? Are we done? Shouted Espio to Knuckles. How will this ever end? Knuckles looked up from the ground at Espio standing over him. Knuckles had a Twinkie in his eye. God damn it.
Yep.
Knuckles had a Twinkie in his eye, and as he looked up at Espio and crawled towards him. Espio did not do anything but watch him and feel dangerous. Come closer, said Knuckles in a whisper voice, so Espio bent down and put his face to Knuckles's. Knuckles looked up and down Espio's sweaty purple body and into his eyes and said, I respect you. And then grabbed his face as gentle as a deer and kissed him on the mouth. When Knuckles kissed him, he did it extra hard, sometimes with his eyes shut, and sometimes looking at Espio's deep yellow eyes that looked like a circus of loving men.
A circus of loving men. Let's go.
Their tongues met in the middle of their mouths like two chicken cutlets that were acting like cats that loved each other. When Espio was watching fighting videos last night, he was not expecting to have to do kissing too, but he liked it. You're welcome, Shu. That I stopped to read this for you. Not Shu, Soul. But Shu will probably enjoy it too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure she will enjoy. There's a lot here she will enjoy.
They went on kissing for a full minute while everyone watched, wondering if they were done fighting or just taking a break to kiss, as you do.
As you do in a fight, this is what happens in the WWE. Like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar have to stop for about 10 minutes as they have this spit swapping makeout match.
Don't make me send this video to Christine. Seth Rollins making out with The Rock or whatever I don't know, fucking one of the other members of his little former group.
Oh, it has to be Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. It has to be.
Seth Rollins making out with Dean Ambrose. Finally, the back part of Knuckles' body began to lift off the ground. Those are called feet, 12-year-old author. While his mouth
I like his age also decreases.
His age continuously decreases, yeah. While his mouth was still making out with Espio, eventually the power became so strong that his mouth was removed from Espio, and their spit was like a shiny extension cord that connected an appliance to a wall outlet. Knuckles then began to glow while floating in the air, and the whole place became a little windy. On the side, Tails said to Cream, Wow, I know what this is. This is a rare moment of science which we will probably never see again in a lifetime or ever. It is called a body donation, and it was invented by Einstein.
Einstein, an amazing body donation. No
It is
jutsu.
when someone reaches a moment of such powerful love that they can choose to restart their lives as a part of the person they love. Innestein invented this by making his wife love him so much one night during a romance pasta dinner that she became a baby that was like him. But then he killed his wife, the baby, because he thought it was too dangerous to have her live on in the world without testing it in a laboratory first. It is a fact. It is a fact that if it looks like magic, it is not magic. It is science, so deal with it. That still hurts you, and I know it does. That's why I've continued.
Yeah.
Knuckles glided on the wind forward through the crowd of people in front of him and into Rouge's mouth, where he disappeared into. It is a good thing Rouge's baby had premonitions and told her to lie down. See, we didn't even have to read that part because the author restated it.
Yeah.
It was a good thing that Rouge's baby had premonitions and told her to lie down, as then Knuckles did a U-turn in Rouge's sex-filled body and came out of her butt as a newborn baby that looked like Espio. This was all science.
This was the hand of Kiryu.
And this I think I actually might read, just because it is a fucking great chapter. It took us like 45 minutes because we kept dying, so maybe we can get through it faster this time.
Yeah, we've been going through it a lot faster now that we weren't dying every 2 seconds.
That baby is Espio's! Oh yeah, chapter 11 is called Tails and Cream, you fuckers. Let's go.
Know what I mean? Tails and Cream!
Yeah. That baby is Espio's, said Tails. Tails, being smart, was right. Knuckles had done an Einstein body donation and become Espio and Rouge's baby, but was still Knuckles. Rouge picked the baby up and held him in her other arm because her baby with Knuckles before he became a baby. Because her baby with Knuckles before he became a baby was in her arm.
God
now
damn.
You have 2 babies to look after. Good luck! Later,
Good
fucker!
luck, fuckface.
So many 2 best friends jokes, yo. Like,
yeah.
Okay, now that we've made Terribad Tuesday like a podcast style, I hope you are all prepared for it to just be Joe jokes and 2 best friends references. We are not great people.
It is going to be bad.
And Tommy Wiseau jokes.
Oh yeah, they're going to come as well. Especially Run to Any Doggies.
Sonic was on the other side of the hall, and wished that Tails was talking to him. But Tails was still mad at him, so he was not. Rouge grabbed her 2 babies and had them both eat from her terrific boobs. Still have the image of just reaching in and pulling a turkey dinner out.
Yeah!
It's horrifying. Like, Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
It's wonderful. I have no idea what you mean.
She smiled and felt like a mother, and Sonic thought... Sonic said what he was thinking, and said... Don't hurt yourself thinking, Sonic. Rouge, you should name your babies. It will be hard to tell them apart if you do not. One of them is a fucking chameleon.
It will be so hard to tell them apart. There's no other echidnas around there.
Yeah, I just love that Knuckles is a chameleon and Knuckles Jr. is an echidna. Knuckles is not... Does that make... Hold on. Does this make Knuckles both his baby... Does that make... Okay, so does this make Knuckles Espio's son? Yes. And now... Yeah. So that makes Knuckles Jr... Well, they haven't named him yet, but it makes Knuckles Jr. Espio's grandson and his son, technically.
Yeah.
Incest.
Also, I like that none of the bat traits went to either one of them.
Right. I just love that this has been consistently hitting all of the fucking fetishes.
Oh yeah.
Last chapter was casual vor and unbirthing. This time, incest. Let's go.
Yeah. It's nothing's off the chain. Off the table. Everything is there.
Let's see. Rouge thought that this thought was good. Rouge went over to Espio, who was sitting on the ground looking bad and tired from fighting Knuckles before he became Espio's baby. Hey, Espio, what should we name our baby that looks like you? Said Rouge to Espio. It is still Knuckles, according to Tails, so we should just keep his name Knuckles, said SBO to Rouge. Okay, said Rouge, and I will name my baby with Knuckles before he became a baby, Knuckles Jr., because I had him with Knuckles before he became a baby, and he looks like Knuckles before he became a baby.
Oh my fucking god. So it has to be named Knuckles, after Knuckles, before I became a fuck off.
Knuckles before he became a baby.
I like that that's now just a running fucking statement here.
It's gonna be. Rouge was happy and walked out of the hall and then out of the school like a bat, and then SBO did the same thing, but in a way that was like a chameleon instead. There is one thing that everyone is forgetting, said Sonic. Charmy Bee is still locked up in Knuckles' house. I will go rescue him. Sonic ran out of the school into Knuckles' house. Sonic ran into Sonic's mom, or Knuckles' mom, on the way into his room in his house. Knuckles' mom, said Sonic. Some things happened and Knuckles looks different. It will be okay, and you will understand soon enough. Please do not worry. Sonic said this in such a way that Knuckles' mom smiled and kept cooking in the kitchen, as all women in this story seem to.
Yep.
Sonic was not just fast, but he was also very good at relieving people.
Yeah, he's good at relieving, alright.
Yeah. Hyperface, not an asshole Sonic is very good at relieving people. Sonic also noticed that Knuckles' mom was kind of hot, with solid boobs that she developed for decades. Sonic went upstairs to Knuckles' room, which was painted all red, just like Knuckles before he became a baby. There was a cage in the corner of the room, and Charmy Bee was in it.
Charmy.
Sonic unlocked the cage with the key to Knuckles' desk and opened the cage. Come on out, Charmy Bee, said Sonic. You are rescued. Charmy walked out instead of flying out like he always does and said, Thanks, Sonic. I am going to go home and prepare for my role in the play that is soon. I am the lead role. Sonic forgot about the play because the play was the gayest thing in school. Fuck you, thespians.
Yeah, just fuck all y'all.
But it was going to happen even if no one went to watch it. Fuck you, thespians.
Sorry, Felice.
The next day of school happened, and Tails was in the class with Cream. It was a very difficult science class, because Tails was the smartest person in school, and he took only the hardest classes. Cream was in class because she wanted to be mentally challenged.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go to the hardest classes when you want to beat the fuck off.
We have a test in this class tomorrow. We have a test in this class tomorrow. Email, please. It was said Tails to Cream. It is going to be hard, and I have to study for it to make sure I got a good grade. Tails always got good grades, but studied anyway. Tails looked at Cream, who was there. Me too, said Cream to Tails. I have an idea. Why don't you come over to my house tonight and we can study? Studying with you will help me get a better grade. I just know it. This idea was the best thing ever to Tails. Tails secretly had a crush on Cream and wanted to feel the body of his sexy friend always, even though she was Charmy Bee's girlfriend. Yes, Def Charmy Bee girl. Yes, Def.
Yeah, definitely that girl.
That gay. Cream was a
thing in the school.
Oh, right, this is where we touch on Lolicon. Cream was a different kind of sexy, but was only really sexy to some people, pedophiles. But Tails was one of them. Okay, if you like Lolly, you're not a pedophile. Don't fucking blow up my comment section.
We are not trying to start any wars. We're simply stating the facts as said by Sonic High School. Not our facts. These are the Sonic High School.
They're the true facts.
After all, it said right there, everything that's there isn't magic, it's science. Deal with it.
Deal with it. Everything here, it's not bigotry, it's hatred. Deal with it. Okay, said Tails, sounding more excited than he wanted to. I will come to your house tonight. Tails was very smart, but he was not the best at getting with teenage women.
Says the other teenager, but okay.
So parts of his life like this were a challenge to Tails. It was now this evening, and Tails was getting ready to go to Cream's house. Tails was excited to get closer to Cream, but he was also nervous he might mess it up like a love idiot. He thought about asking Sonic, but then he remembered he was pissed at him. Then he thought about asking Espio, but Espio was at the hospital getting all of his wounds fixed from the fight with Knuckles before he became a baby.
That phrase! Ah!
Tails wanted to seem like a sexy man to Cream, so he sprayed his dad's colon on himself and put breath wash in his mouth. Tails smelled good and looked good, and went to Cream's house by flying. I'm waiting for Tails, said Cream as she sat on her bed in her room studying without Tails. Tails flew into the window and died. Hi, Cream, I'm at your house now, said Tails. Tails sat on the bed sort of next to her, but not too close to promote sex thoughts. Let's study, said Tails. Wow, before we study, you smell good, Tails. That's zooming around at the speed of sound.
Yep. It does sound Sonic.
Do I really? Oh, haha, thanks, I always smell this way. I guess you just notice it when you're home. Tails did a little wiggle on the bed and pushed her face and body away because he was nervous. Please, let's study. Tails and Cream studied for the test for the next hour, and the whole time Tails could only concentrate on one thing, his growing erection.
Not erection, you heard this right.
Tails touched it sometimes while they were studying to make sure it stayed put, and Cream could not see it. But it was getting so big that it would pop out of place like when the straw in your soda rises up, probably because of the bubbles, and you push it back down. But it just comes back up anyway, so you get iced tea instead.
Like,
run-on
again,
sentences.
back to fucking, like, way back inside joke. But fucking remember that they meme, like, jokes about Necrocock?
See, you want to go way back to when my buddy Austin would always like go on about Octocock's cocks.
Oh God!
Octocock's cocks.
Octocock's travelers.
Octocock's traveler. No, God.
We don't need to say anything else. He'll add another chapter.
Every time you die laughing at Sonic High School, you grow another penis. I'm up to 13.
Fucking, I have the penis of my sorrow.
I have a multitude of bones and swords.
Yeah.
Cream, I have to tell you something. Oh, yeah, sorry. He decided he was going to take his chance, and if he did not take it, he would not get another. Cream, I have to tell you something, screamed Tails at Cream, letting out all of his nervousness so he could be smooth like a movie star. What is it, Tails? Tell me all about it. So Cream, said Cream back, looking hot. To 30-year-old
Looking hot.
Tails was not so nervous anymore. Tails said... Tails said, Cream, I have lusted after your rabbit genitals since day one. I think you are the hottest woman I have ever been to. I know you are Charmy's girlfriend, but toss him aside and let my penis murder everything inside you. Tails took out his penis, and he was so in love that his penis was literally screaming.
No, giving sunlight or yellow.
Nato!
Oh God! I'm just picturing like fucking Tails doing a hormone pose and just
dick flopping all over the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, we're appropriate for children.
Oh, have your children listen to us. It'll go fine.
Oh, Lord. Alright. Uh, wow, said Cream. I did not know you felt this way, but I am glad you do because Charmy Bee is a total gay. Cream reached over and grabbed Tails' penis and began to give it a good shake. She loved his boner with her hands and pulled him around the room by his penis like he was a wagon to get more excited. Tails' penis was so big that it was about to burst like someone stepping on a tube of Colgate toothpaste. Tails could feel semen bubbling up inside his penis, like Santa going back up the chimney when he was done, and the presents he had left down in the house were Tails' balls, which were already there, though. Cream was getting hot, too. She did not take off her clothes, but Tails could tell she also had an erection.
An erection.
But then, just when things were becoming like one of the porns that Sonic had in his room and his mom let him have, Cream stopped and said, "No, I do not want to do this. Not while I am boyfriend and girlfriend with Charmy. He may be a fag-ass, but we are in a relationship and I need to respect him. I will break up with him tomorrow and then we can do sex." Cream collected her things together. Right? Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's so much better, like, hey, I'm dumping you so I can fuck this guy, instead of just like, yeah, they're both kind of shitty.
Yeah, like, either way is bad, but holy shit. The way that's said just doesn't make it sound any fucking good at all.
Yeah. I think I am ready for the test tomorrow. Thanks, Tails. "Oh, man," said Tails. Tails put his scrotum away and was sad about not getting to ejaculate his dick. "Okay, as long as you promise me your sex, or else I'll rape you." "I promise," said Cream, and then Cream kissed Tails on the cheek. The ass cheek. Tails thought it was cool and flew home. Soul immediately tunes out for that last chapter. It's like, ew, hetero shit. Your friends are yaoi people. Oh, whoa, hello. Say something real quick. Oh,
Holy shit.
there we
Okay,
go.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry. My connection, I guess because of how bad it was, my connection literally bit the dust for a quick second.
That is all gay.
Yep, I still heard everything. It was just one of the things where it's like, for some reason, it just... Ooh! Oh, can I at least say that beginning line?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. San Antonio, don't be sour, because it is a new day!
And Sonic woke up from his bed and scratched his balls. He could feel the rash on his balls, and it was getting worse than before. Say it together with me, Defon. 3, 2, 1.
What?
A sickness ravages my balls, said Sonic as he wrote it in his journal that he now had back from death. Why would you continue to write about it?
Why would you... Why?
We're past the part we got to, by the way, audience. So this is all new to Defon.
This is back to
Danzo.
This is back to new to me. Back to me and my fucking going to be confused about this shit again.
Alright. So, moving on. Sonic was done complaining about his balls and went to school. In history class, he talked to Amy. "Hey, Amy," said Sonic to Amy. Fuck me. "Hi, Sonic," said Amy and kissed him hotly like a girlfriend.
Wow.
"What is up?" said Sonic to Amy. "It is awful. I have bad news," said Amy to Sonic. "That stinks. Do you want to have sex later?" said Sonic to Amy.
Wow!
She literally told him like 2 or 3 chapters ago that she didn't want to have sex yet. He's like, "Hey, do you want to have sex later?"
At every moment. Hey, girl, you want fuck?
"You want this? Hey, let me smash."
Amy, let me smash.
"Let me smash, Amy." Please.
I'm blue.
I'm
You
blue.
want blue?
You No, she wants yellow. Fuck Charmy B. He's gay.
He's a hoe.
He's a Oh my god. No, thank you.
Great.
Everything is so busy.
Everything is dead.
So, said Amy to Sonic, my bad news is that I have to go see the play tonight for class. Wow. Like, school plays are not great, okay? Mainly because they're kids doing them, but, like, goddamn.
Like, that, and even when you have, like, the one or two people who are, like, fucking god tier, they're not going to be able to carry everyone.
Wow, this is so unfair, said Sonic to Emu.
God damn it.
Even though the principal says that the play is super gay. But I guess you have to go, sorry. The school play was so gay.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
So mean.
I wanted to know if you wanted to come with me, said Amy in a way to Sonic that sounded like she was trying to be attractive. Trying to be?
Yeah, trying
Sonic,
very hard.
The play would be so much better with someone else there. That is the real bad news. I do not want to go to the play, but I will go so we can have sex later, said Sonic back to Amy.
This face, man.
Amy kissed Sonic, and so did Sonic to Amy, and they made such a cute, hot couple. Then Sonic and Amy had the rest of the class, and Sonic went to another class, thinking about how much it was going to suck that he has to go to the play tonight.
To the major gay play.
Oh my god. The play was just a bunch of people doing gay things and music like a car full of losers.
What?
Didn't you say one of your friends that was gonna watch this is super, like a big time thespian?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, man, Felice, you're gonna enjoy this. Like, I hope you listen to this far.
You are, just so you know, Felicia or Felice or whatever. I didn't catch your name. Dark Doom Firemaster thinks you're a total gay. Sonic was now in a different class where Rouge and Shadow was also in the class. Rouge was with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. too. Knuckles and Knuckles. God.
Yeah, this is where it begins. Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles.
Like always now. Hey guys, said Sonic to them. Hey Sonic, said them to Sonic together at the same time to save time.
Oh my god, no.
What is new? Said Sonic to them. Charmy has been acting weird, really weird lately, and different.
She's been acting like she wants to get some wet work done.
Said Shadow in a dark way, which is like him. He is probably nervous for the play, said Rouge suggestively. I wouldn't make any Oh wait, Knuckles Jr.? Oh, okay. I guess she just has her baby in class.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make any assumptions, but we should keep an eye on him to make sure he is okay, said Knuckles Jr. Knuckles Jr. turned out to be a really cool baby. I foresee something strange at the play tonight. The play is gay, said everyone together, agreeing. Everyone knew it.
Everyone hates Felice. I love you.
How are you and Tails doing? Said Shadow to Sonic. Tails still hates my body, inside and outside, said Sonic with almost tears in his eyes. But he was too big a man for that. Too big and a man for that. Bitch, you cried in Chapter 2.
I was about to say, like, can we go back to, like, Chapter 2 where he had, like, the fucking gotta let it burn moment being outside in the rain crying like a bitch?
Let it burn. I gotta let it burn. Fucking, I actually really like that song. I can't even front.
I love the song. I just love that part of the video because it's stupidly hilarious.
It is. It's so over the top dramatic, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it is great though.
It is so hard to be best friends with someone who hates you and does not want to talk to you. You don't say.
God damn, it is pretty hard.
I know how you say
Just
it.
like Tails' dick.
Tails got them blue balls.
God damn.
I know how you say it, said Shadow. A lot of people hate me because I am dark, said Shadow. But I am not trying to be a supervillain. It's just who I am. I am!
I'm all of it.
Shadow squinted his eyes at the people around him in a way that was hard to describe and kept going. I do crimes in the city, but I am not a bad person. You can do bad things and mistakes sometimes and still be a good person. And people should like you for it, unless you're a really bad person, like Eggman, who is a shit dick. Maybe one day people will see me for see I am a good person, even if dark. So,
Black
my black co-host, if you're dark, you can't be a good person. I'm sorry, Shadow
no,
saying, if
you
you're
are
dark,
forced
you
to be an
can
anti-hero,
be a good person.
minimum.
Yeah.
You cannot be good. You have to be black or barren or just evil. And those of you in the crowd that get the idea of black or barren,
Oh, I think his mic went gone.
huh? I'm here.
Oh, no, there he is. Okay, yeah. Those of you in the crowd who get the idea of black or barren.
Yeah, I love you guys because
Yeah.
fucking y'all remember Anarchy Reigns.
Oh god, that's something we need to clue people in on. So we came up with this idea. Soul, it's up to you. You must give us fan art because we've decided that Sonic is officially. Who did we decide Sonic was? Fucking Vince McMahon?
Yeah, it was like Sonic has been.
Yes, Vonic McHog.
Yeah, Vonic McHog.
Vonic McHog, and his secret gay lover, Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, Dr. Eggman.
So get on it, Soul, because presumably this one's not going to fucking die when it encodes. So
yeah, and trust me, we'll have plenty more.
oh yeah. Okay. Sonic listened to what Shadow said so powerfully that it was like Sonic wrote down everything on a piece of paper and put it in a special folder and put that folder in a safe place so he could always go back to read it. Then Sonic itched at his balls. His balls were a wreck. That class ended, and the rest of school did too, and Sonic went home thinking about how his balls were like two blimps covered in volcanoes that could fit on the blimps and itched as well.
That's that.
Apparently he has oblong balls. That's a thing.
His balls are the size of mountains now.
Super oblong balls with giant pustules coming out of them.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. That one I don't want.
Get on it, Soul. But only send it to only send it to Danzo. Only send it to Danzo.
Whoa. Nah.
Give Danzo all your pustule on a testicle fan art.
If we're doing this, then someone better have a fan art of Roots with a fucking ham in her goddamn food.
No.
That's the only way I'll accept.
No. When Sonic got home, Sonic's mom, who has still not been given a name, walked up to him and said, Sonic, I went to clean your room and saw what you wrote about your gay ball problems. I am worried about your balls and fear it could be a mortal illness. So I made a doctor's appointment.
Appointment.
Z-appointment.
Z-appointment. Oh, god damn it. Worse
Doctor's appointment.
Jesus.
But first we will have dinner. I got more Chinese food because I know how much you liked it last time. Don't read my journal, Mom! Screamed Sonic. Then Sonic went and ate food, and just like last time, would you know it, there was a fortune cookie. And Sonic opened it up. And ate the cookie. The cookie part, and kept the paper inside to reach the magical fortune on the paper. Which is, I think, exactly what was written last time.
What did it say?
Opened it and ate the cookie part and kept the paper inside to read the magical fortune on the paper.
Oh, yeah.
He looked at the paper and read it, and it said, "One man's public illness will cause the death of millions."
What the fuck? Are these things written by David Cage?
This is why you don't let Stephen King write fucking fortune cookies.
Yeah.
So
with his farting ball sack.
Some people did not believe what fortune cookies said, but Sonic knew they were magic and were always right. So he was a little worried and wondered what it could mean. Well, Sonic, don't you know if it's magic? It's not. It's science. Shut up.
It's science. So you don't have to believe it, Sonic. It's not true now. By your own logic.
Then Sonic went to the doctor. Sonic did not like going to the doctor because he was Chinese like the food Sonic had and made him feel nerves. More racism.
Wow. Okay. Gotta think about who Asians I'm going to be showing this to. Kim and Emily. I'm sorry. I'm still asking you how to listen.
Sonic went to his doctor room and sat in the chair that the doctor told him to. The doctor took out some papers and looked at them. I don't want to do a stereotypical Chinese voice for this guy, so I'm just going to read him with the narrator voice.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just instead, just give him, the
Sonic?
Give him the, the Masamune Date.
Are you ready? Hello, Sonic! It has been a while since I saw you last. Sonic's mom tells me, God damn it, she doesn't even have a name.
Come on!
Sonic's mom tells me you're having problems with your balls. Are you ready, yeah. I am going to do some tests on you. And first I will be good on your paper. But first I am going to look at your papers. I see from looking at your papers that your balls and penis are the biggest in your high school. Good job, Sonic!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Ooh.
Fuck God!
Okay, fucking hell, was that written and read by Vince McMahon?
I see that you have the biggest balls and penis in the whole league. In the whole World Wrestling Federation.
Time to make you the champ!
Oh my God. Sonic appreciated the truth and nodded his head and smiled. It was okay to talk about your penis and balls with the doctor because that is what they do, even if it automatically makes them gay. The doctor made a lot of money, so being gay was probably worth it. I can't.
Okay. So the laundry list of people I do for this, I'm just gonna say my entire fan base. Holy shit!
Do it, fucker.
Wow.
Oh. Then the doctor started doing small tests. Sonic passed all of them awesomely, and even the doctor was surprised at how Sonic was the best at everything, except being smart, which Tails was the best at. But Sonic was still pretty smart, too. Then they got to the last test, which was about Sonic's balls. The doctor took out a test tube and filled it with pieces from Sonic's balls, and he tested them with machines.
Nano machines, son.
The machines printed out reports about it, and then the doctor took them and looked at them with his very, very Chinese eyes.
What?
Kim and whoever else who said this was
Oh, Kim and
I'm
Emily,
so sorry.
I'm deeply sorry.
This looks bad, said the doctor, looking at the room. Are you ready, Sonic? Looking at the reports that the machines printed out about Sonic's balls, it looks like you have a big disease.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh, what do I do? Said Sonic to the doctor, really worried about the welfare of his balls. I do not know. This is a legendary disease that only comes around once every 1 million years. No one has ever found a cure for this disease, and what it can do is very bad. This disease will go from your balls to your penis and then up to your brain, and it will kill you eventually.
What?
There are other things that it does probably, but I do not know them because it is so rare, and you will just have to call me up and tell me what it does when you find out. All I can tell you right now, Sonic, is keep your balls away from your family and everyone you know. Do not touch them to other people because it will spread, and they will die, and it will spread more.
And they will die more.
And the whole world may be at stake here. Please, be safe. Said
And
the
put
doctor.
the guns on.
Put the guns on! Said the doctor in a calm way, but also scared because it was so serious. No! But I have to have my first sex with Amy. We were going to do it at the play, which I am going to from here, said Sonic, crying, sad, and mad, and afraid of things. Balls are an important part of sex. Sonic was always so healthy and the fastest person ever. But some things just cannot be stopped, like this ball disease. Too bad, said the doctor. If you do that, it will be awful. And the first person to die will be Amy. You should not want your girlfriend to die. The doctor was right, but Sonic was still worried about it. I probably just blew out the fucking microphone doing that voice. I don't give a shit.
It's great. It was the best.
He doesn't ever fucking come back, as far as I remember.
Good.
Okay, well, I have to go to the play now, said Sonic, and ran out with the most nervous feelings that Sonic ever had. Sonic thought about it, and it was the most important high school drama. What is more important, health or love?
Health, you stupid fuck!
Nope, gonna fuck. Critically
Gonna
acclaimed.
fuck that bitch. Gonna fuck that bitch.
I feel like I should fucking... Oh my god, this one.
Wait, hold on. Fucking Silver. Is that...
Silver from, I think
He's from 06?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think
he's
so. He's the big silver one that comes from... He's Trunks.
It's no use! Fuck him!
He's Trunks from... He's the Sonic Trunks, yes. It's...
Oh, fuck.
Oh, right.
No.
Remember when I said earlier that we were going to get into the fetish of the gay jet plane? Well, this is that chapter.
No. Oh.
Chapter 13, Picking Up Silver.
Great day.
A cool car raced through the city streets. Brrv, said the car as it went down the big street with lots of other cars now on it. The city was filled of buildings with lights and other things like places like McDonald's. Comma, shouted the car as it went back. I'm not lying. It's right there. It's just a comma.
Okay. Why is this 11-year-old not anything else in the city but fucking McDonald's?
Comma, shouted the car as it went back and forth, going in between other cars so it did not have to wait in traffic. That's how traffic works.
Yeah. No one's in the middle stuff. You'll be fine.
Just go straight down the middle on one wheel. You'll be fine. It's all good.
Tokyo Drift, baby.
Deja vu. The car was playing techno and rock and roll music.
God damn.
Techno is short for technology. It is in fact not, by the way.
It's not at all.
Like, obviously, like, the words that techno is derived from, like, one of them could be technology, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
Reek, yelled the car, doing a big turn in the city Into section. Location update on the Chaos Emerald, said the driver of the car. Oh, sorry. Location update on the Chaos Emerald, said the driver of the car.
I was really hoping you would keep the car, like the driver with the robotic voice, and if the voice had to have the most human.
It's Robot Shadow.
Oh, God.
Metal Shadow. Metal Gear. Metal Gear. The car screen blinked to different things, and then, in a robot voice, said, "Beep, beep, Ultra Chaos Emerald getting closer." Shadow looked at the map screen and drove faster towards the red dot that was where the last Ultra Chaos Emerald was. "Beep, beep, beep," said the car in a robot voice as Shadow got closer to the dot while driving his car. It was just around the corner now. Shadow did another fast turn at this Into section, and right to where the red dot on the map was. "Beep, beep, 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 beep," screamed the car in its robot voice as the car dot and the Ultra Chaos Emerald dot on the map moved into each other. And in the real world, Shadow pulled up on the curb, and there was a couple of gangmen. Oh, God.
Gangmen.
Gangmen. Do you think the author means black people? Because I don't think I'd put it past him at this point.
It's either there's black people, or it's like, or he just didn't know how to say like a gang like the Yakuza or something.
Nope. Let me get 2 sentences further.
Oh, God.
"Thanks, Omega," said Shadow as he hopped out of the car, which was black and red, and on the Dark City street, he looked at the blacks standing there, and they looked dangerous. But Shadow knew they had the Ultra Chaos Emerald.
Oh, my God. Okay. So he found the Al-Bed.
These fucking Al-Bed Ultra Chaos Emeralds, bro. Fucking...
We gotta come in with Omega. We gotta clean out those.
We gotta clean out those blacks standing there and looking dangerous.
These black creatures.
What are these creatures with their African features? Hey, man, it's the fucking writer, man. This shit.
Oh my God, it's great.
Oh my lord. Oh lord.
Oh my God. That is.
Shadow took out his gun and pointed it at them and said, "Give me the last Ultra Chaos Emerald." And they looked surprised and startled. They checked their pockets, and while they were doing that, the gun became used, and Shadow shot all 3 of them. They were now dead.
Shoot all the black people.
He's cleaning out those Al-Bed ghettos, yo.
Yeah.
Shadow reached into the middle one's pocket and found what he had come for. The last Ultra Chaos Emerald. They were like regular Chaos Emeralds, but more powerful and a secret until they were found out.
Yeah, that's how normally how MacGuffins work.
I'm gonna fucking die, yo. Location update on the Ultra Chaos Emerald. Oh wait, no, hold on. I just jumped like 4 chapters back. Thanks, Omega. Nope, still too far. Fucking Okay, there we go. Shadow hopped back in his car, Omega the robot car, and said, "I got it. Now I can get one wish to come true. I am going to think about it, what I will use it on before I use it." Shadow looked at the map and said, "Give me directions to a hamburger restaurant." Omega changed the screens and said in a robot voice, "Beep, boop, bop, hamburger restaurant location found. It is over here." And Shadow looked at where the dot was. It was right nearby, so Shadow drove there with more loud sounds.
God damn it.
Shadow went to the drive-thru and got a hamburger and fries and sat in the parking lot in Omega and ate it. "This is great. I love this place. It is always the place that I love to come to after I finish a crime," said Shadow darkly.
Well, so it's a cleansing.
Omega did not need food because he was a robot shaped into a car. Shadow finished eating and threw the garbage into Omega's trash hole, where he turned litter into gasoline, which was useful. Then Shadow took his penis out. "Hey Omega, check this out," said Shadow, laughing as he took his big, neat, hard penis and stuck it in Omega's trash hole. Unrecognized item in trash hole, error, said Omega. "That's my penis, man," said Shadow to Omega.
Oh my fucking...
Penis not trash, not allowed in trash hole, said Omega to Shadow. Shadow couldn't fit all of his big, strong penis into Omega's trash hole anyway, so he took it out and gave Omega a taste of his balls, too. Omega did not recognize Shadow's balls as trash either, which was good, and then Shadow put his balls back and started to drive off with his hand still on his penis. "Where is Silver's house?"
What the fucking what?
You don't... We're just gonna let that soak.
Yeah, that's how things... Yeah, just fuck the car.
"Where is Silver's house?" said Shadow to Omega, while he rubbed really quick and hard on his penis with one hand while the other one was driving. Just jerking off while you're driving down the road.
What the fuck are you doing, Shadow?
Omega updated his map and showed where Silver's house was on the other side of the Dark City. Shadow kept empowering his penis with one hand. Oh, he's casting a spell, okay.
Casting in fucking...
He drove faster and more dangerously. Soon his penis was so big he could hardly see in front of him anymore, and he was zigzagging across the street trying to keep his penis and his car in control.
What the fuck? What was your plan? The state of your plan, mate?
Then, well, I can't believe you've done this. Then he put both of his on his penis and made it do all sorts of things until it was done, and his penis redecorated the inside of Omega with white curtains. "Just so you know, that's my semen," said Shadow to Omega. Omega knew that already. Shadow put both of his hands back on the steering wheel and drove faster, but suddenly some loud sounds and flashing lights came up behind him. "Whack, whack, whack, the police is following you," said Omega. Shadow decided to follow the laws and stopped his as opposed to gunning down black people in the street. Now you follow the law.
Cleaning those ghettos. Like, I can't hurt these hard-working fucking police officers.
Waited for the police to come over to him. Shadow's penis was still big, though, so he tucked it under his leg on the right, and it stuck up in the middle of Omega the car, and Shadow put his hand on it. The police came over to the front window of Omega and looked at Shadow inside. "Cool vehicle," said the police. "Thanks," said Shadow to the police back. "Okay, do you know how you were breaking the law by going that fast and back and forth on the street?" said the police to Shadow, sounding more like Mrs. Lesson than a real person.
God damn it.
"Yeah, I do," said Shadow, and he patted his hand on his penis in the middle of the front of his car. "Sir, can you please take your hand off the gear stick in the middle of the car right now?" said the police to Shadow. Shadow looked at the police and laughed and said, "That's not a gear stick, that's my penis," and drove off before the police could say anything or even react at all.
You know what? I actually like that.
Just the ultimate balls.
Like, fucking goddamn it. That Kiryu would be watching that going, that's rad.
That's rad. You have broken another law, said Omega to Shadow. Omega laughed because he could see the police far behind him, giving up and going to look for an easier criminal. Now, said Shadow, let's get to Silver's house. Shadow drove the car fast to Silver's house on the other side of the city, and when he got there, he braked the car so hard that the sound it made was like hearing the world's largest bird get punched in the tummy.
Again, sorry, Phil.
Shadow honked the horn, and when he finished honking the horn, Silver jumped out of the window and onto the street and into the side seat of Omega. Hey, Shadow, thanks for the ride, said Silver. Cool curtains you put up. You do remember that the curtains is Shadow's nut, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why. Wait, the guy went quiet. I'm like, yeah.
Okay. He actually. So I'm just imagining the actual curtain shot out of fucking Shadow's dick.
God damn it.
Oh, no fan art. God damn it.
No publicly done fan art. Yeah, do that at home. I ain't gonna stop you, but don't post that anywhere in public.
Not to me, anyway. Shadow laughed and said, "No problem. Now, if I do not hurry up by driving fast, you will be late for the play." Silver said, Do not worry. We will get there in time." Shadow was another big role in the play, but he was not a huge gay like Charming Bee. Silver was kind of like Sonic, but less fast. Sorry, Silver was another big role, not Shadow. Sonic also had the best morals, but maybe Silver dressed better, but that was kind of gay too. Silver did have this big hair thing in the front that looked like a marijuana.
A marijuana?
A marijuana.
Mm.
If you look at your screen share right now, you can see it. It's right in the middle. Marijuana.
I see it.
No,
I see it.
So
it hurt.
So maybe Sonic was better at being stylish anyway. It was hard to tell because Silver lived in the city, which was kind of far away from high school. Shadow stepped on the gases, and the car went away, through the city, into the moonlight, and towards the city, to high school. Oh, my life is pain. My life's a lie, my real body's slowly dying in a vat. Alright. Sonic and Amy got to high school and went to the play, which was at the school. When they got to the auditorium, they were not expecting to be surprised, but they were, because the auditorium was actually full of men and women idiots waiting to see the play.
Wow.
Cool young people, such as high school students, did not come to see the play unless they had to. The place was so full that Sonic and Amy had to sit in bad seats, surrounded by strangers that could have been dirty and usually did crime.
Wow.
Sonic looked around the place and saw Rouge and Knuckles Jr., who was a baby, sitting really by the door out, and Tails and Cream all the way to the other side, which is where they probably would have sat anyway because Tails hated Sonic to the sky.
God,
Sonic also saw Shadow standing around places, but he did not get in a seat because he was too bad for that.
God damn.
We're at the play now, said Amy to Sonic, even though she was surrounded by people who were neither of them. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is how being in a crowd works, yes.
That's how it works. I don't know what you mean.
I wonder when it will begin. It is going to start soon. It's going to start soon, said Sonic back to Amy. What I am wondering is not that, but it is if Charmy B is going to mess up big time because he has been acting weird all week. I bet you he will. Sonic laughed about this because it did not really matter to him, but it did to Charmy.
Wow. Your main character.
Face. The play they were doing was The Christmas Story, even though it was not Christmas time, but they thought it was a good idea to do it anyway. In the play, Silver played Joseph, who was Jesus' dad. Charmy played Mary, because even though he was not a girl, everyone thought he was anyway.
Yep.
Baby version Jesus was going to be played by Knuckles, who was fitted for the role now that he was a baby. Sonic and Amy sat patiently in their seats they were in, even though Sonic could have been out running around. Sonic waited by grabbing Amy's leg and seeing how close he could get his hand to her vagina before she rubbed him off.
Got it.
Sonic determined that Amy was prime and ready for sex, because her vagina felt hard and loose as far as he could tell, when he could get close to it with his hand before the play began.
Oh my god. That description.
He almost forgot totally that he had a deadly ball disease. The play eventually started and it was just as gay as you thought it would be. There were singing and songs, but otherwise it was just like The Christmas Story always was. Mary got a letter from an angel saying that she was going to have a baby, but she did not want to have the baby at home because the king would not let babies vote. So Mary and Joseph rode their bikes all the way from London to Jerusalem. There we go. I was wondering what it would take to get you to die again.
Okay, another friend, Lucky. Like, I know how religion actually goes. I know.
Oh my lord.
God damn.
When they got there, the hospital was full, so they went to the barn and had the baby there, and it turned out to be the legendary hero Jesus.
The greatest hero in the land.
Jesus Ben Yosef.
Jesus Hansa.
Jesus Tarakatsu.
Yeah.
Through the play, Silver did a really good job, and Charmy did an okay job, but everyone sure believed he was a woman because of his voice was so high and girls.
God.
Then they got to the ending where Mary was to have her baby out. Mary flipped on her front and Joseph pulled Jesus out of her butt, which looked totally fake. Sonic could tell, even with special effects. Joseph held Jesus up to show God and then gave him to Mary, who was actually Charmy. Charmy looked at Jesus, Knuckles, really close, and then reached into his clothing with the hand that was not holding him and pulled out a knife. "Time to get murdered," said Charmy as he started to kill Knuckles.
No, hold on! I rebuke my humanity!
I rebuke my humanity, Jojo! Oh, fuck. I wish I could go back and give him the Dio voice, but I'm not going to.
I didn't think that would happen. Holy shit!
Just as he began to do this, Silver bodily flew into him and knocked Knuckles up and away from Charmy. "Oh my god, what is happening?" said Amy, who was startled hard. "Charmy is trying to kill Knuckles, obviously," said Sonic to Amy. It was true, and people started to being yelling and screaming. Just then, a gunshot came from the back of the audience. Shadow pulled out his gun from his spot and aimed it at Charmy B from the back of the audience. Shadow fired his gun, and the bullet hit his head, but he must have been wearing a gun-proof helmet, because the bullet from the gun went off his head and up to the ceiling, where it hit a light, and the light fell down along with some other things. Something from the ceiling fell into the stage, where the props were, and one of the props was a bomb that they used for some things. The prop was a real bomb, though, and when the thing hit it, the bomb exploded.
God.
I'm dying inside,
The
and all I
escalation.
see are demons.
The escalation is so absurd. Like, what the fuck?
The bomb exploded with a huge explosion, like a bunch of horses made of fire running through the place. Suddenly, people did not really care about the play anymore because the place was full of fire and could kill you. Rouge and Knuckles Jr. abandoned Knuckles and already got out. Rouge and Knuckles Jr. already got out quick right away because they were by the door. Knuckles looked and saw Amy next to him was in an unconscious state because of all the fire and smoke and shocking things. Sonic picked her up and ran out of the auditorium with his fast speed. Sonic found Rouge and Knuckles outside of the hallway where it was safe. "Are you okay?" said Rouge. "Knuckles Jr. predicted that this would happen, so we sat by the door so we could get out easy." "Yes, we are okay," said Sonic. "Amy here is going into a shock attack, but it is nothing she will not get over." Sonic looked around and saw people running out, but there were a lot of people still stuck in the auditorium, and some of them were fainted. People... Oh, here we go. Ultimate lore master, the fucking lunch lady coming back.
Yes!
People were leaving and not helping the other people get out, but the lunch lady, who had ears but was deaf, was running into the auditorium and carrying women and children back out. The lunch lady lived in Mongolia by herself as a child and became very strong from carrying trees back from the frozen forests. Imagine yourself in a frozen forest. To the villages that she traveled between, so now she could carry stacks of people.
Fucking, what is this?
Since she was deaf, all the noises from the fire that the fire was making did not bother her because she could not hear. Sonic saw the lunch lady bring out cream, but Tails was not being brought out because he was not a woman or a child. Sonic thought, "Damn, he is still my best friend." Sonic swallowed his scary feelings and ran into the burning auditorium to Tails, who was passed out in the front. Passed out.
Yeah.
Sonic picked Tails up and ran and brought his body outside to the hallway and began doing CPR on the body. Sonic thought, this will look gay, but it did not matter because Tails was his friend. Oh, thanks for swallowing that one, Sonic.
Yeah, he had to do at least one actual face thing throughout this entire fucking goddamn thing.
Sonic pushed on his body and started kissing him to give him life again. Sonic kept kissing, and Amy and Rouge and Knuckles Jr. watched him as he kissed Tails' face, but Tails was not waking up. "Sonic," said Shadow over on the side, "Charmy escaped and is running through the school like a murderer now. Stop CPR kissing Tails. You have to help us catch him." Then Silver gave Knuckles to Rouge and said, "He is safe now. He is safe now, but he needs sleep." Rouge was so happy she could have kissed him, but she did not.
Yes.
Sonic looked and said, Amy, finish doing CPR on Tails. I will let you and will not get jealous." Sonic kissed her mouth and felt one of her boobs and ran off with Shadow and Silver to catch the guy who was trying to kill baby Knuckles that was now running around the school and could danger them all. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll probably call it a night once we get to the end of the play arc, which might be this this particular one right now. But
yeah.
We'll see.
God damn it.
Author's note. I wrote this chapter on a train. Chapter 15, Killer on the Luce.
On the Luce?
It's spelled like loose but with a C, so I'm going to pronounce it like it's Latin. Killer on the Luce.
God damn it.
Oh. Shadow and Silver ran ahead into the school, but Sonic stopped to go to the bathroom, and he took an enormous, bad-smelling poop. Sonic knew that he must be very emotional because this poop was so big that when he tried to flush it down the toilet, the big poop log just folded in half and clogged the toilet easily, while looking like part of a really fat pretzel that you would get at the mall, not like the little ones in bags from the supermarket.
Fucking God.
Sonic just said, "Forget it," and ran out of the now very stinky bathroom and after Charmy B. Sonic passed Shadow and Silver, who were in different hallways and going different ways, but he did not pass them at the same time because they were in different hallways. And even though Sonic was very fast, he could not actually be in two different places at the same time. Sonic went one way, and Shadow went the other way, and Silver went another other way, and it kept happening. What are words?
What is words?
Baby, don't hurt.
Kill me.
One room that Sonic looked in was the art room. It made Sonic remember having art class with Charmy B. Charmy could not control his gay urges like everyone else, and used all of the colors in every picture. So I love this author just thinks that everyone has severe gay urges and that you just control them. What the fuck?
God damn it.
Where Sonic just used blue and Amy just used pink, and other people were also normal like that. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Oh my fucking goodness. Sonic thought about how... I can only imagine how that hurts you as somebody who draws your own shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh god.
Sonic thought about how this was, and that it was surprising that Charmy could do something like this. Shadow went into a room, among other rooms, that was the car fixing room. Shadow remembered about how he had car fixing class with What the fuck? Car fixing class with Charmy, and how Charmy was really terrible at fixing cars because it is not in him to do something that was like a man would do.
What the fucking what?
It's not like my mom works on cars or anything.
Yeah, I'm about to say, not like a bunch of the females in my family are mechanics.
Shadow thought it was weird how Charmy could now do something that was so manly, like killing.
It's how we do things, I guess.
Yeah. And one room that Silver ran into was the gym room, where Silver one time had gym class with Charmy B. Oh, careful, author, you're almost getting into character development here. He remembered how Charmy was positively the worst at sports and being an athlete, so it made him wonder why Charmy could do something that was actually doing something, like killing.
What the fucking hell?
Oh my god, these run-on sentences are my life.
They are pain.
Sonic and Shadow and Silver ran around and around, and eventually they just got tired and could not find Charmy at all. Charmy was trying to be a murderer, but they were just tired of looking for him, so they sat down in chairs and didn't do anything else now. In the burning down school?
I'm about to say, like, the burning down school with a murderer around. Man, let's just take a load off. You know,
Bro,
put our feet up.
These are greato daze, man.
Fucking the professionals.
Like us.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh, they're way more professional than
us. Back in the front of the school, Amy decided that she needed to go to the bathroom. Rouge went with her because she had to go too, and Cream stayed with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. and Tails. Knuckles, who was still trying to become awake. Most people had left the school by now, but there were still some waiting to go inside the women's bathroom.
What the hell?
But Amy and Rouge did not feel like waiting in line, so they just went to the men's bathroom, where normally it was that people inside were men. Amy and Rouge were not men, so this was against the rules. As soon as Amy opened the door, a super-powered smell hit her in the face. It punched her right in the nose because it was Sonic's poop smell. Oh, yeah. Oh my god!
So, the main question is how the hell you Sonic's exact poop smell?
It's very distinctive.
Like, fucking hell.
Rouge has Witcher senses.
Yeah.
What is this smell? I have smelled this smell a million times before, said Amy to Rouge, who could say this because she was Sonic's girlfriend, meaning she has been around Sonic pooping. This smell is Sonic's poop. Amy and Rouge went into the bathroom anyway, because you can never get a break when it comes to going to the bathroom. No matter what, you always end up going, even if you try not to, all night. They were holding their hands above their noses, and then Amy opened the stall door, and inside was what was a shocking thing to see, but she saw it anyway. It was Charmy B. "Ah, it's you," screamed Amy in a scared and shocked way. "You're a murderer." Eternally bored Amy.
Convincing.
Yeah, it was the most convincingly bored, convincing Amy ever.
"Not yet," said Charmy, "but now I will start to be by killing you." Charmy jumped at her from inside the stall and into Amy, and they fell back. I thought they were about to do another body donation, but I know that doesn't happen for a while.
Yeah, wait, what?
And Charmy was on top and holding a knife, and was about to cut Amy apart when Rouge came over and kicked Charmy, and he flew off her body and over to the wall by rolling. "Take this," said Rouge, and she slapped her bat wings at Charmy to push all of the horrible poop air at him.
Oh my god.
It all went to him, but then Charmy got up and ran right at Amy with his knife, and cut her on the legs because she is so short. He is so short, and then jumped back. "Ow," said Amy. "I'm dying."
What?
Amy fell backwards and got dizzy. "No, stay with me," said Rouge. "Use your special move while you can." Amy knew what Rouge was talking about, so Amy used her special attack. Amy shouted, "Girl blood," and opened her legs, and a stream of blood shot at Charmy.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I've read this story like 5 times. It was not until some of the more recent readings that I realized when it says blood is shooting out from between her legs, it's because Charmy cut her on the thigh.
Right. Fucking. I like that she has a Dio moment there.
So, since Amy was so good at being nice and caring... Ooh, that's why Dio can do blood. Since Amy was so good at being nice and caring, which is using your heart, Amy was able to speed up her heart so fast that her blood pumped out of the wound on her legs like a super soaker filled up by vampires. The blood hit Charmy in the face and body, and all over really, and it was steaming and burning him. But he looked like he didn't care. Amy looked shocked and yelled, "How can you be so invincible?" Then Rouge said, "I bet he can't handle my special attack. Romance bite." Rouge flew with her batlings and went over to Charmy and bit him right on the neck using her fangs and tried to make him fall in love with her. But it did not work. "It's not working," cried Amy. "He must have superpowers. He is going to kill us for sure." Amy and Rouge tried to get away from Charmy, but he kept blocking them and coming at them with the knife. They were finally trapped in the corner, holding on to each other with their best-in-show boobs pressing up against each other, like having the sexiest Legos ever.
What the fuck?
Then, all of a sudden, Tails came into the bathroom and threw a piece of electronics at Charmy. Charmy looked up at Tails and said, "But you are supposed to be..." and then died right there. Just throw the entire electronics department at a murderer. He's good. Tails went over to Amy and Rouge and definitely stopped for a second to check their boobs without them knowing.
God damn it.
But then stopped and said, "You are safe now. That was not Charmy. It was a robot."
Well, at least goes more off of Sonic lore.
"A robot? How did you know?" Tails, being the smartest, thought this was a question for idiots, but said, I knew because as soon as Charmy was not being hurt by Sonic's poop stink, I was watching from the door. Normally Charmy would have complained and passed out from smelling that, but he did not, so I knew. As soon as it happened, I ran and went to got a robot killer device from my electronics. Wow, thanks, said Amy and kissed Tails on the cheek for a reward.
God damn it.
Tails and Amy and Rue, hold on. Really, Tails, you saved us, said Rouge and kissed Tails on the other cheek. This shows that you can be cool by being smart, except if you are a nerd ass. Tails and Damien Rouge walked out of the bathroom and back to where Cream and Knuckles Jr. was. And soon Sonic and Shadow and Silver came back, and they were all back together. The lunch lady was the only other person there, and she saw how tired they looked. So she made them all a bunch of chow meat sandwiches.
What?
And they all ate it until their tummies were gonna burst. All the while they were eating, though, Sonic thought, but then where is Charmy? And where's the guy who made the robot? And so many other things. High school drama is just crazy to be a part of.
That is...
So yeah, let's jump back to chow meat sandwiches. Do you want to explain why that's stupid?
There's quite a few things. First of all, like, chows aren't really meat. I don't think they even have bones. Like, they're a blob. Like, they're a blob with small little other blob things and, like, the smallest fucking arms and legs possible.
I'm just gonna bring up chows real quick.
Like, fucking, they are the goddamn least...
So in the world of Sonic High School, the school massacres these adorable little things?
Yeah. Yeah. 410 billion chows dead. Life is a fuck.
Nah, man, they take the dark chows, because as we saw in the Shadow chapter, killing dark things is okay.
Yeah, like, man, you gotta clean them out, man. They're gonna ruin everything.
What the fuck? Yeah.
I ain't Jay.
I didn't need to know that about chows. Anyway.
Like, holy shit.
Okay. So, I am probably going to cut it off there. And we will come back to this. What we're going to do, obviously this was a longer one than the last one. We were thinking about doing this all in one setting, but then we realized that we're not fucking dumb. So,
yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna call this quits here. I'll let Danzo tag a bunch of people. I'll post this up to the official State of Machinations Facebook page for people to see there, and hopefully people like our dumb bullshit.
Hopefully they suffer through it.
Yes. Anyhow, this has been... Oh god, we actually didn't do our intros this time, did we? This has been Sudaku with State of Machinations.
And Danzo Legend from Overlord DLZ.
Yep. And we will see you guys. We'll be doing the next part of Sonic High School in 2 weeks, because next week we're doing... Danzo?
Next week we are going to be doing one of the movies. More than likely it will be The Room. Unless things go dumb, in which case we'll do Samurai God. Either way, that one of the two are being done, so that way we can get to the fun things.
No 100% sure on timeline for that, because I'm moving here within the next week or two. So if I end up having to move and I'm not going to be able to have internet on a Tuesday, then I will not be able to do this. But
yeah, then for sure we will move it. But yeah.
For now, see you guys next time, and as always, we're all just cogs in the machine. is how I
Have
end my
a
videos. I don't know about
have
you.
a very beautiful day, and please don't let the day kill you.
All right. Peace.
Peace out today.